Howdy folks, this is Travis of Elstein Equine Solution in partnership with the Cooperative Cow Company. And we're going to kind of change everything up today. We're going to give you a specific treat. As you know, as many of you know, I'm also the horse trainer for B Troop, 4th U.S. Cavalry down here at the lovely state of Arizona, and more specifically, Fort Huachuca. And today's topic is going to be a whole plethora of gear that the cavalry uses, and they're going to break this down like a shotgun, talking about the saddle, talking about a poncho, talking about where this goes and that goes, and so forth. You just tell I'm excited about it. Now, I have the year 2021 national champion and the first sergeant of B Troop 4th U.S. Cavalry is going to do the presentation of this topic. So with no further ado, I'm going to give you the first sergeant.
Today we're going to talk about the McClellan saddle. This is the 1885 model, named after McClellan. He was sent by the military to Germany to check out their saddles, their riding styles, and he came back with various models of this saddles. They developed over time. They're different models. Again, this is the 1885. I took it apart, took it home, and cleaned all the leather parts. It's important you do that every once in a while so your leather stays subtle, doesn't dry out and crack, especially here in the Arizona dry heat. And also to polish your brass and get all your whites white. People say, but historically they were dirty. No. We represent the troop as they riding out on campaign. So that means while in garrison, the soldiers had a lot of time to practice with their horses and to clean their tack. So as they go out on campaign, everything was nice and clean. Different story when they came back. So this saddle is all taken apart. We're gonna put it back together and explain the different uses and parts of the saddle. So first we put on the saddlebags. The saddlebags, they had food for a 3-day campaign. They had personal items, toothbrush, baking soda to brush their teeth, probably a spoon and fork and a knife for their food, some hardtack and jerky, and sometimes even a pack a card or a instrument to entertain themselves at the campfire at night. So this saddlebag hooks on here on that button to keep it centered. Then it has a foot staple on each side, and it's just laced through. That's sometimes a little iffy to get in, but it seems like that's gonna work here. Pliers would help. Okay, but got it. And the other side. That one doesn't want to play nice. So I'll have to come back to that with a pair of pliers. There's also a strap here on the side that laces into the O-ring of the center rigging to keep the saddle back from flapping. just get rid of the excess vein here. Same thing here on the other side. Attached. Next thing in place is the carbine boot, which will hold the 1873 Springfield carbine. Slide this through here, and it goes through the O-ring, and once again on that button here. First strap laces around the back quarter strap. And then the second one through the O-ring right above the saddlebag strap. As tight as possible so it doesn't flop around too much. Next thing we're going to put on are the stirrups. Goes through the wood, through that keeper here. Then next thing, top through here, flip up, go look here on the side, goes on the inside through that keeper, and then it loops on the inside through the stirrup. Like so. So that way the instep is facing out as it hangs down. As you mount, you turn it forward. That keeps the buckle away from your shin. And we've all buckled it wrong, and you will know it because it rubs your shin nice and raw. Sure enough, that was wrong. I did the first one right. All right, instep to the front, buckle facing forward. Okay, we got the saddlebag. I got my pliers, I looped that through. Saddlebags are attached. Stirrups are folded over. Next thing we do is put the picket line on. And hooks on to this ring here, and then the back strap from the saddlebag loops or laces through 3 strands of the picket line. Once again, it's probably a ceremonial thing for us. I'm not sure if they did that because it's kind of cumbersome, but it's mainly again to keep it from flapping and bouncing around too much when we do a charge. So that's that, and then we're gonna buckle that. That's attached. Then we have the canteen and the cup. That goes on together, and once again onto that ring. And then the next 2 saddlebag straps go over the top through the keepers and gets buckled. Same on the other side, over the top of the canteen strap, through the saddlebag lid, and strapped or buckled up. Followed by the saddlebag. Saddlebag is feed bag. They used to feed their horses in these feed bags. So in reality, they were probably never that white, unless they were brand new. Goes over the horse's head with this strap, and they would dip their noses in there as they reached down to the ground. That way they had very little spillage and they could maximize their food supplies, because on the trail you couldn't carry too much. When they're not being used for feeding the horses, they rolled in their bedding. There's a saddle blanket in there and a shelter half, that white canvas thingy here. Shelter half, as the name suggests, is only the half of a shelter. So you have to find a buddy, button it up, there's buttons on the inside, build a little makeshift skeleton for your shelter, and then 2 people can sleep in that, and it's a very minimal protection from the environment. But well, that's all they had. So this goes on with that side to the right, and it's attached with these 3 coat straps. Start with the center. try to get them straight line without moving that leather too much, because that leather will bleed into the canvas. It's just never white for a long time. They're being fixed like this, twice through that buckle and then rolled up, and that's called a snail. The snails go from the seat away. Same in the front, I already did those. They go from the seat forward. These go backwards. On the front we have a poncho, which is the old-timey raincoat. And the last thing we attach is the breast collar. Goes through the tree. On the far side of the horse, because for saddling, of course, you just want to have it attached to the saddle before you loop it around the front of the horse and then attach it on the other side to hold the saddle from sliding backwards when you go up a hill. All right, and here you have our saddle ready for campaign. All you need is your weapons, which means the carbine and the carbine boot, and the saber attached on the near side of the saddle.
Now, first aren't a couple questions, like obviously this isn't the original saddle from back in the 1880s. Clearly this was made by somebody in the United States or far. And then who, in case people or folks watching this channel want to purchase some of this stuff for reenactments or their own trail riding, who makes the saddles for the troops and so forth?
These saddles, these replicas, and they're pretty close to the original, were made by our saddler, Sean Pascusi, out of San Angelo, Texas. He's made all of our saddles from way back in the 1980s, where we first bought the first set of saddles, I believe 20 or so, and he's still in business. I can provide you with his contact information. His email is saddles@aol.com, and I have his phone number as well. He provides the saddles, the headstalls, bridles for several areas, and recently he's run into the problem that the staples, the round staples, the foot staples here, there are different types, they're not available anymore. So if you have a saddle and it breaks, scavenge, take all your hardware off, because pretty soon these saddles cannot be made anymore for lack of the attachments.
Cool, man, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, First Sergeant, for sharing with us, your audience. And you know, it's a special when you have these type of units being willing to share their setups and the best practices and tips and why they use it, how they do it, and so forth. And I just think that's pretty neat, and I hope you do too. And one last thing I'm going to say is I hope you hit like down posted below, and also hit subscribe for Elston Equine Solutions so you can follow some more of B Troop 4th U.S. Cavalry down here at Fort Huachuca, Arizona. More to come in the future, and I tell you what, I am looking forward to further episodes as much as you are. Until then, take care. Thank you. Adios.